hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Thursday right here on YouTube. Want to welcome you to the afternoon show this November 9th, 2023. We're here from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time as we continue with the countdown of the top 150 of the Times Square Records survey from July and August of 1962. Got to say one thing, though, from last Saturday's show. Unfortunately, YouTube blocked that show, and they really didn't give me an explanation why they did that. And it wasn't like I played any type of record. I mean, the Teenage Moonlighters, they blocked it for the Teenage Moonlighters on the Mark label that I've played that record before. That was just one of the records. Identified it some Spanish tune that said that it couldn't be seen anywhere, and they wouldn't let me remove it. That was like one of 8, I think, that did that, and I don't know what caused it. I haven't gotten anything from last night's 60s show yet, so it should be interesting, and it's still up there, but there's no chat yet, so I'll see when I get all the copyright emails that flood my email system. But so sometimes you have to be here live to unfortunately, but again, if the show is never up, you can always go to vinyltreasures.net. I have a website where the MP3 of the show is there, so you can listen to it live, or you can download it and stream it. So in case it's you want to hear it, even though you can't see it, and that's the cool thing of seeing all these records. So I just want to get that out up front here in the beginning. But anyway, we opened up with a cool instrumental there on today's show. That saxophonist from Tulsa, Oklahoma, had over 104 releases on Sid Nathan's King record label. This one from July 56, Mr. Earl Bostic and his rendition of the song Where or When. That was originally done back in 1937 by Ray Heatherton with the Rudy Newman and his orchestra, and I'm sure many of you recognize that song from Dan Romanello used that as his theme song to the group Harmony Review when he was on WFUV. And so I just like Earl Bostic. I like that saxophone. I have all the records. I feature him quite a bit to open up the shows here that I do. But that's July 56, Earl Bostic and his orchestra on Sid Nathan's King record label, Where or When. I know my mother liked that song. She's tuned in with our aid helper today, Grace, so I have to say hello to them, and all of you in the chat room there tuned in. So we'll pick it up here on the survey. We ended last week's show last Thursday with number 86, the Quintones on the Red Top record label closed with Oh Heavenly Father from 1959. We'll pick it up with number 85, as we heard from this group from Queens, New York, at number 112 with their debut single, was called Tormented. They make it back on the survey at number 85, dropping 22 notches from the previous month, and this was the group's last single as the Heartbeats. This is on the Philadelphia-based Guidon record label, written by the lead singer, Mr. James Shepard. We go to January 59, number 85 on the survey, the Heartbeats on the Guidon label. It's called 1 Million Years. as James Shepard. James Shepard and the Heartbeats coming in at number 85 on the survey. Released in January 1959, 1 Million Years. That's on the Guidon record label. I was contemplating to play the purple second press because it's a lot cleaner. Some of those yellow label Guidons, a little bit grainy there. And so the yellow label is the first, the purple label is the second. Probably selling with the purple label in Times Square Records at the time of this survey in 1962. Well, let's go to number 84. This group from the Bronx, New York. They had the number one song on the Times Square survey in the month of June. This was the number one song in the month of June. Then it dropped 84. It dropped down to number 84. And it's the group's second release on Morty Craft's Hollywood record label. It's the follow-up to Rockin' in the Jungle. It features Charlie Girona on lead. We go to October of 1959. The Eternals. The Eternals on the Hollywood label. It's called Babalou's Wedding Day.
Boom, 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 there's everybody running. Look at everybody go, go, go. Somebody please tell me why some rush. I'm gonna tell you Babalou's getting married. What you say? Oh, Babalou's getting married. That you say? Yeah, the church bells ringing. Ding dong. All the people are singing. Hi, hi. Yeah, the bride is waiting. Wait, wait. Yeah, the more celebrating. So gay. But he ain't got the money. Oh, oh. Babalou's wedding day. Some people think it's funny. Some people think it's true. Babalou's getting married. What will he do? He met his woman at a baseball game. Playing second base with the Milwaukee Braves. Husky Babalina was her name. He asked for an autograph and read her thing. Babaloo, 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 Babalou's wedding day. He had a friend who lived at the corner. He called Babaloo, once a corner. From his friend he tried to borrow a dime, so he could get to church in time. Babaloo, 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 Babalou's wedding day. He had a monkey tying a string, an organ band and his thing, counting the money at the end of the day. The monkey took the money and he ran away. Babaloo, 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 Babalou's wedding day. Babaloo, 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 Babalou's wedding day. Babaloo, 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 Babalou's wedding day.
Yeah, those are the Eternals. The Eternals coming in at number 84 from October 1959. That's Babalou's Wedding Day. Came out on the Hollywood record label. Of course, Paul Michel mentions that that was the theme song for Bob Lewis. I think he was on WABC back then? Or I don't know, maybe one of the other stations there, but in New York. But he used that as his theme song. And for you collectors out there, this comes multiple ways, multiple variations. And I have the white promo. I guess that's considered the first way. I don't know. I also showed you the maroon stock copy on that. I wonder if that's on yellow too, because I think there were yellow presses on the Hollywood label. Anyway, as Johnny G babbles on here. Up next, this group from Brooklyn, New York, moving up 43 notches to number 83 from the previous month. And they recorded two for Bob McGee's Rim record label out of New York City. The group included Carl Baldwin, Tyrone Benjamin, Orville Harrison, Eli Lindsay, and Thomas Mackey. Collectively, they were known as the Adelphis. Now, this is their second release on the Rim record label. It's with Tico Wilshire and the orchestra. You know, whenever I see that on a 45, I always purchase the record. Let's go to December of 1958. The Adelphis come in at number 83 on Rim Records. It's called... Would I write this down? Yeah, it's called Kiss a Kiss.
Kiss, kiss, hug, hug, let me know. Kiss, 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 hug, 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 let me know. Kiss, 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 hug, 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 baby, 'cause I love you so. I wanna kiss, kiss, kiss your lips. Kiss, kiss, kiss your lips. Kiss, kiss, kiss your sweet lips.
A group out of Brooklyn, New York. They're called the Adelphis from December 58. That's their second release on the Rim label, coming in at number 83 on the survey. Kiss a Kiss is the name of the tune. Let's continue here as I remember entry number 82, hearing it on the Gus Gossard Show. This group from the Sugar Hill section of Harlem, New York. It's on George Gollner's Lena record label, moving up 37 notches from the June 62 survey, written by the group's lead singer. His name is Richard Brown. This one from January 59. These are the Ebonairs. The Ebonairs on the Lena record label. I think that's George Gollner's, or at least he distributed this label. It's called Love Call.
This is my love call. I hear you calling me love call. Please send the girl to me.
Those are the Ebonairs. The Ebonairs coming in at number 82 on the survey. Their tune called Love Call, that one there from January 59, is on the Lena record label. Don Folletti mentions that the label owned by disc jockey Tommy Smalls and band leader Sammy Lowe, as that was the case. George Goldner distributing that record. And probably this song, when it was sold in Times Square Records, because maybe not. Cameo Records picked this up, and it was re-released in August of '64 with that a cappella Camelot song, Don't Leave Me on the Flip Side. That might have been too late. So I don't know what was selling in the store. Maybe the Lena 45 was selling at the time in Times Square Records. But interesting how I got this copy. So they used to have a magazine called The Penny Saver that they used to get here in Westchester County. I think other towns would put it out, things for sale, or they might have some small jobs, or you're looking for a handyman or whatever. So I saw this ad for records in, it was somewhere up the line, like in Putnam County or Dutchess County. So I get there, and it was this young kid. He was married. He had a nice house. So he brings me down in his basement, and he says to me, well, I can't keep these records anymore because I found out that I'm allergic to the dust and the mold that's down here in the basement. Not that I have a sensitive nose, not that I smelled the mold. So he opens his cabinet and he takes out, I wouldn't call them really rare, but they were in nice shape. This record was in there. The 5 discs on MG was in there. And he told me that he worked at WCBS-FM. So we started talking about Gus Gossett, and I found out some information I didn't know at the time, and this is a long time ago, that, Gus was murdered, etc. But he had this whole spiel about that. And then he went on to tell me, he goes, do you know who my father is? And I said, well, no, and I forget his first name, but his father's name was Frank Camerata. Frank Camerata was the lead singer of the Dreamers that recorded on the Cousins label. So he gave me a bunch of they were cassettes at the time, and I think he got his father to call me, so I was talking to him on the phone there. This is a long time ago, and he was his son, and he said he was working at CBS-FM. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but, that's during the, Don K. Reed was big at the time and whatnot, but it was very interesting to meet him. I don't know what happened with him, but these are either his father's records, I guess, or I don't know, and they were on the cheap, too. You really can't go wrong for spending $275 for each 45. But anyway, that's what happened. But let's continue here as we have an early side coming in at number 81 on the Times Square survey, moving up 56 notches from the previous month. This was previously number 137, coming in at number 81. This great group out of Detroit, Michigan. It's their third release on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. This is the gold top Federal now for you collectors out there. Written by the group's guitarist. His name is Alonzo Tucker. It features Charles Sutton on lead. We go to July 1952 for the Royals. The Royals on the Federal label. It's called Moonrise.
Somewhere travel to be near where you are. You are. Seems I see you smiling, darling, darling, up among the shining stars. Moonrise, when you shine your light, bring her back tonight, where love lies,
That's the great sound of the Royals. The Royals on Sid Nathan's Federal label, Gold Top Federal, for you collectors out there. That's Charles Sutton on lead, July 1952. Moonrise is the name of the tune. I'm pretty sure that was reissued on that green label Federal back in 1962 when they purchased that 45 out of Times Square Records. Let's continue here at entry number 80, moving up 45 notches on the survey. This group from Brownsville in Brooklyn, New York. They included John Spicer, if I can't read here, John Spicer, Ray Hall, Robert Honey, Theodore Oles, and William Dennis. Collectively, they were known as the Tokens. Now, not the Jay Siegel Tokens that did Tonight I Fell in Love and The Lion Sleeps Tonight. No, not those Tokens. And they had this one release on Herb Weiner's Gary label out of New York City. Now, multiple releases on this label, so I really don't know which is the first. I have some earlier Gary labels with kind of like it looks like a shadowy type print, but this is a styrene press, which is even weird. And there are two addresses. One address is 201 West 48th Street in New York City, and then there's the 1650 Broadway. So I don't think this is a true first press, but I remember I bought one from Joel Scherzer. His copy was worn out, and it was a vinyl press, and it looked very similar to this. I don't know if it said 1650 Broadway, but either way, I'm going to play it. It's a nice clean copy on this styrene press on the Gary label. But this is from August 58, the Tokens on the Gary label, coming in at number 80. The song is called Doom Lang.
Doom lang lang, lang lang lang, 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 doom lang lang, lang lang lang. Why should you cry? Just kiss me goodbye. I'll be just a lie. Why can't you smile? I love you so. Tell me why you smile. I won't be gone for long. I won't do you wrong. I'll always be true because I love you. Please, darling, please come home. Please. No, I need you. Please come home to me. Oh, I'll be waiting and I'll be listening and I'll be calling you on the telephone. Why should you cry? Just kiss me goodbye. I'll be just a while. Why can't you smile?
That's number 80 on the Times Square survey, the Tokens there. Tokens on the Gary label from August 58, song entitled Doomlang. There you go. And Frank Chingaro mentions there is a third press on that too. So don't ask me what's the deal with that. But I know I got some pink Gary 45s in my collection. So I would probably prefer it on that kind of like shadowy print. Well, anyway, but you get to hear it here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel as I do 3 shows here. This is my afternoon show I do on Thursday afternoon from 1 to 3:30. Today we're continuing with the countdown from 1962, July and August of 62 from Times Square Records. That's where you would go to buy some cool 45s, oldies back in the early 1960s. And we go to entry number 79 here with this group originally from Washington, D.C. First recording for Bobby Robinson's Red Robin label. And many of you know the song called Mary Lee, issued in November of 1954. Now, Robinson would later, in February 56, lease the masters out to Cecil Steen. He was the owner of Pilgrim Records, and inspired the they released it on the Pilgrim label, but inspired the Rainbows to get together again. They teamed up with Jay Perry, a disc jockey on WEAM in Arlington, Virginia, and he became their manager and set up a session in New York City to record this song, which would be their second release on the Pilgrim label, moving up 29 notches from number 108 to number 79. Here are the Rainbows from June 56. It features Ronald Miles on lead. The Rainbows on Pilgrim at number 79. It's called Shirley. Coming in at number 79 there, those are the Rainbows. Rainbows On the Pilgrim label, Shirley is the name of the tune. Ronald Miles on lead, June 1956. What happened with that record was Louis Silvani used to have his a store in Dobbs Ferry, New York, and I used to go there every Saturday morning. And Glenn, his assistant, he manned the computers there. He was either, coding records in and whatnot. So I would order records through Glenn, and Greg would bring them up. Greg Surik was working for Louis Silvani at the time, and he had a bunch of records in his hand. One Thursday night, I would pick them up on Thursday night, and there would be a couple guys there that I would meet for the first time, and I met some of the collectors, and Greg would say to me, "You need this record? Do you need this record?" I'd go, "Yeah, I need that record. What do you want for it?" And he'd tell me 150, 200, 300, and I'd always bring some extra cash with me when I would go to the store there. But that's how I did it back then when I had more time. But anyway, he sold me that one. I have that on a 78 too. Those really thick clunker 78s on the Pilgrim label. Anyway, I diverse. Let's continue here for this next group. They're out of Philadelphia. They return. We heard them at number 110 with Try the Impossible. That released in March of 58. Played it on the Casino label, but they first recorded for Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label in 1954. In 1956, they signed with Ivan Ballin's Gotham label, and this was their first release for the label, coming in at number 78. It features Lee Andrews on lead. This is from May of 1956. Lee Andrews and the Hearts on the Gotham label. It's called Blue Bird of Happiness at number 78.
Life is sweet, tender and complete. Well,
Be like I, hold your head up high till you find the blue bird of happiness. You will find greater peace of mind, knowing there's a blue bird of happiness. And when he speaks to you, though you're deep in gloom, you will see a ray of light shine through, and so remember this: life is no bliss till you find the blue bird of happiness. And when he speaks to you, though you're deep in gloom, you will see a ray of light shine through, and so remember this: life is no bliss till you find the blue bird of happiness.
Out of Philadelphia there, Lee Andrews and the Hearts. That is their first of three on the Gotham record label, May 1956. Bluebird of Happiness is the name of the tune. Was thrilled to get that 45. When I first started collecting, I used to go to the flea markets, and I had no money to buy these records, etc. And I met a guy, I think I mentioned it before. His name was Marty. He had a fedora hat on with sunglasses and a goatee, a big guy, and he was looking for classical records. But he said, Johnny, you got to come to my house. I got some records. You got to come down to the Bronx. I got some records you can look through. They're all $1 though. So he had some nice, clean copies of stuff, and that was in there. So I was thrilled to get that record for $1. I'd buy it any day of the week for $1. But anyway, I babble on here. We continue here as we stay in Philadelphia for number 77, and it's the debut single for this group. Came out on Herb Slotkin's Grand record label. Grand repressed many of their titles, so they show up a lot here on the Times Square survey. I think Slim was always stocked with Grand 45s, although this record is not easy to find on the original really thick press. It's a heavy record, the first presses of this, you collectors out there, as it's easier than their second record on the label, I can tell you that much. But I have both of those. But Slotkin used original stampers to press them up. The song written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Sonny Gordon. Moving up 39 notches from 116 the previous week to number 77. This group is called The Angels. September 1954, The Angels on Grand. It's called Wedding Bells Are Ringing in My Ears. The Angels.
What can this be that tortures me this way? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Wedding bells are ringing in my ear. I hear people singing so loud and clear. Those bells are driving me mad. Can't you hear them ringing in your ear? Hear the people singing so loud and clear. Those bells are driving me mad. What would you do if she told you that she didn't even love you after all you said and done? I cried, why don't they stop? What can this mean? Eternally, I'll always be in grief, and those bells are driving me mad, driving me
go there, coming in at number 77 on the survey. September 1954, that's the first of two on the grand record label for the Angels. Sonny Gordon and the Angels, Wedding Bells Are Ringing in My Ears. It was funny, I was at it was probably one of the Allentown shows that I used to go to, and Greg walked up to me and he says, "Do you need this record?" He just picked it up. And it wasn't cheap, I will tell you that much. But it wasn't $1,000 either. It was less. But it was kind of expensive. I mean, I had the money on me at the time, so I paid him the cash for it, and he sold me the record. Now, this is the first of two for Sonny Gordon and the Angels, who would later record Sonny Gordon, that is, with the Hearts on the Chancellor label back in 1960, and he also became a member of the later Turbans, like in 1961, and he sang, I think, lead on their last Imperial release. It was called I Wonder, I Want to Know, and also The Flip, The Damage Is Done. But that one there, a great tune. And for you collectors, they're really thick presses. Those thin presses are the reissues that were put out by Grand Records. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Hope you're digging on the countdown here of the Times Square survey from 1962. We started at number 150. We are at number 76 now, and we just heard from this group out of Detroit at number 81 with their song Moonrise. That was their third release on Sid Nathan's Federal label. Well, this is their debut single, comes in at number 76, moving up 52 notches from the month of June. The song written by Johnny Otis, and some of you might know that in 1961, the version done by Gladys Knight and the Pips prompted Sid Nathan to re-release it as Henry Booth and the Midnighters. So if you have that one, that is the re-release. And but this is the original version. It features Charles Sutton on lead. We go to March of 1952. The Royals, they return on Federal, and the original version of the song, Every Beat of My Heart. The Royals.
In every beat of my heart, there's a beat for you. Although we're so far apart, my love is true. In all my conversations, you're my inspiration. Everything I do, I'll do for you. In every post of mine, there's a post of you. In every toast of wine, there's a toast to you. All night long, right or wrong, I'll keep dreaming of you. In every beat of my heart, there's a beat for you. there's a beat for you.
Yeah, those are the Royals. Charles Sutton and the Royals there, coming in at number 76 from March 1952, way before Johnny G was born. There you go. That's on Sid Nathan's Federal record label, the original version of Every Beat of My Heart. As we continue here with the countdown, back to Philadelphia we go. Again, this time to Herb Slotkin's Grand record label. Grand Records returns, and this group's debut single came in at, I should say the group's debut single comes in at number 75, moving up 70 notches from the previous month, written by Frank Vance, who was the second tenor for the group and actually the group's guitarist. Now, it features George Grant on lead. I showed Geronimo notice the dull blue Grand label. I think it was first pressed on the shiny blue label. That was the true first press. Then the dull blue label is the second press. I'm playing the yellow Grand because it's in nice shape. That's the reason why, because it's a quiet record. That's why. But it's from October 1953. Here are the Castells at number 75. George Grant and the Castells on the Grand label. It's called My Girl Awaits Me.
My girl awaits me, the sun is in the sky. She said she loves me, and there's no need to cry. All I do each day is dream of my darling and sigh. The clouds seem to smile as they roll by overhead. The birds are singing, I have nothing to dread. But all I can do is wait with my memories of you. The leaves on the trees seem to beckon to me and tell me she's headed my way. Headed my way. I thank the Lord above for sending me my love.
And this is my most happy day.
Well, the clouds seem to smile as they roll by overhead. The birds are singing, I have nothing to dread. But all I can do is wait with my memories of you. Memories of you. The leaves on the trees seem to beckon to me and tell me she's heading my way. I thank the Lord above for sending me my love.
And this is my most happy day.
Well, the flowers are blooming, the birds are in the trees, the sun is still shining and it casts a beam on me. I'm happy just because my girl awaits me.
As George Grant and the Castells, that's their debut single, coming in at number 75 on the survey, October 1953, released there on the grand label My Girl Awaits Me. And there you go. It plays nice on this yellow grand. Greg sold me that blue copy, not for a lot of money. He said, you need this one. This is not easy to find, especially clean. So he probably upgraded it. And then he sold me that lesser copy. That's what he normally did, by the way. A lot of my records, I should say a large majority of my rare records, I was his top buyer at one time. And then he said, I can't sell you anything else. You got everything. But I didn't have everything because he sold me that Do Re Mi 45 at a nice price too, which is an ultra rare record. But anyway, let's continue here on the countdown. And coming in at number 74, moving up 64 notches, this group from Wautaw, New York, and they are classmates of Paul Michel, who is in our YouTube chat room. And this is probably a fairly new record at the time. So if you were a teenager buying oldies at Times Square Records, this was kind of like a newie for you. This was what CBS FM would call future gold, I guess, because it was only a year old. And it's the group's debut single, came out on the Music Makers label. And a song played here in New York City on WABC and WMGM. It features Frank Mancuso on lead, and this is their first of two on the Music Makers label from April 61. The Imaginations on Music Makers Records. It's called Good Night, Baby.
Oh, Lord.
So long.
Did it, did it, did it, yep, yep, did it, did it, did it,
That's the sound of the Imaginations. The Imaginations with Frank Mancuso on lead, coming in at number 74 on the survey, April 1961. A doowop there on the Music Makers record label, their first of two, called Good Night, Baby. So I'm sure many in the New York area familiar with that record, as is Paul, which is really cool. And that is a cool tune here. I want to make an announcement here. We have Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room. Of course, Frank Frank and Gordon Skagberg, they host a show, the Rhythm and Blues Serenade, at Hofstra University on WHRU 88.7 FM. That's Sunday afternoons, beginning at 3 o'clock, 3 to 6 p.m. I think at 4 o'clock the Collector Show starts. So you want to tune in and check them out. The Rhythm and Blues Serenade at Hofstra University at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on 88.7 FM WHRU. So check that out on a Sunday afternoon as we continue here with the countdown. Coming in now at number 73 is another group out of Philadelphia, moving up 41 notches from the previous month, June, that is. This group recorded for Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records out of Newark, New Jersey. They would have 3 releases on Savoy, and this is their second, coming in at number 73, written by Stephen Presby. He was the bass of the group, and they were first called the Royal Flames, but they soon changed their name to the Dreams, and that's what they recorded as, the Dreams. And Mickey Guitar Baker and bassist jazz great Charlie, I didn't put his last name here. Charlie whatever was at the session. That's very nice, Johnny G, doing it at 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, it features George Tinley on lead. This is from October 1954. Number 73 is by the Dreams on Savoy. It's called Under the Willow.
You left me underneath.
Darling, will I always be crying? Or someday, will you return to my arms and tell me that you love me?
Of the many things I did, darling, to make us part. Oh, please come back to me, and then you will see that we can make a new start.
Can express the beauty of your love, the tenderness of your kiss, something I long for and will always miss.
There you go. Those are the Dreams. The Dreams coming in at number 73. That's October 1954. That's on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label, Under the Willow is the name of the tune. That's George Tinley on lead. Now, after Savoy, they recorded for Al Silver's Ember record label as Kenny Esquire and the Starlights. I remember that was a song that, or that group, George Tompkins always would ask me to play, and I went to visit Louise Tompkins, George's wife. I went to see her earlier in the week, and she's doing okay. It's still very tough to lose somebody you love there, so she is hanging in there. She is. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon, spinning original vinyl 45s. We do it every Thursday from 1 to 3:30 in the afternoon. And if you like what I'm doing, please click the thumbs up on YouTube. Very important. YouTube's been a pain in the butt lately as they blocked my Saturday night show. Lots of great records I played, but again, you can go to vinyltreasures.net. You can listen to that show. You got to just find the month there. It's kind of scrambled the way you got to really think when you name these MP3s so they line up chronologically. I really didn't do that when I started that website, which is a total mess anyway, but at least you can hear it if you can't see it. But I know the visual is pretty cool, and you can hear it. You have an ITV. It's pretty cool to sit on your sofa and to watch the show. You see these labels and these records spinning around and me babbling on here. But let's continue to entry number 72 now, moving up 28 notches, a song I first heard Gus Gossett play. Recorded in November of 59 for Hiram Johnson's Johnson record label. It was released December, that's next month, December 59 for the first time. Came out on Johnson number 320. Now, Wayne Sterling was instrumental with getting Hiram to re-release this record in May of 62, and they gave it a whole new number. Johnson number 116. So that is the second issue. The song co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Theodore Albert, quote, Teddy Marsh Jr. Number 72 on the survey. The Arcades. The Arcades on Johnson. It's called Fine Little Girl.
Whoa, bom, bom, be-do-be, bom. Bo, 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 bo. My little girl, you know I love you so. My little girl, I'll never let you go. My little girl, you said that you'd be mine. My little girl, I love you all the time. My little girl, my little girl. When I first saw you there. You were standing so
Those are the Arcades. The Arcades coming in at number 72 on the survey, originally released in December of 1959. That's on the Johnson record label. Fine Little Girl is the name of that tune. Let's go to Queens, New York for this next group as they return at number 71. We heard them at number 91 with their fourth release on Sid Nathan's Deluxe record label. Featured the original version of No 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 on the Black Deluxe label. This is their debut single coming in at number 71, moving up 35 notches from the previous month. It features Larry Pendergrass on lead, April 1958. Let's give a listen to The Chanters. The Chanters on Deluxe, their debut single. It's called My Darling.
Darling, if you love me,
Won't you tell me so? My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling, right by my side. People think of fools, I do think that you could be my bride. All I want is you by my side. Come on, darling, don't be shy. My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling, right by my People think of fools, I do think that you could be my bride. All I want is you by my side. Come on, darling, don't be shy. My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right here to stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling.
April 1958, release there for The Chanters. There's their debut single. Larry Pendergrass on lead. The Chanters with My Darling, Sid Nathan's Deluxe record label. As Kitty Leads here on the Times Square survey. They had their share of Kitty Leads on this list, of course. First started off with Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. That would probably be the first Kitty Lead, I would think. Although... when was that pre-teens record on J&S Records, which I have? They were really young. They were like 9. They were like little kids, really little. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here as this group from Washington D.C. returns. We heard them not too long ago. But they return at number 70, moving up 14 notches. Played their second release on the Pilgrim label at number 79. It was called Shirley, but this is the group's debut single on Bobby Robinson's Red Robin record label, and it's featuring interchanging lead singers. And lost my track. It's called, what is it, Syncomythia? Is that what they call it? Interchanging lead singers? No, not Cinco. Stitchomythia. That's what it's called. That's interchanging lead singers. It would be Ronald Miles starts the vocalizing with Mary Lee refrain and does all the subsequent refrains while John Berry sings the main lyric of the song, and the falsetto at the end is Henry Womble at the end there. I'm talking about the Rainbows, of course, coming in at number 70 from November 1954, their debut single on the Red Robin label. It's called Mary Lee. From November 1954 there, those are the Rainbows, their debut single on Bobby Robinson's Red Robin record label. Mary Lee is the name of the tune. Probably, if you were buying this 45 at Times Square Records, it was on Bobby Robinson's Fire record label, I would bet, which states Bobby Spencer on lead. With the he kind of changed his name from John Berry to Sonny Spencer. What did I say? Bobby Spencer? No, Sonny Spencer. And he became Sonny. Wait, which says Sonny Spencer and is on lead. And it's in fact John Berry. That's what I meant to say. Gee whiz, Johnny. And of course, he was Sonny Spencer, also with actually a really nice record on the Music Note label you should check out. But there you go, the Rainbows at number 70 with Mary Lee. Let's go back to Brooklyn, New York for entry number 69, moving up from number 94 the previous month. This group signed with Sid Nathan's King Records in 1953, went on to have 6 releases for the label. This is their second, coming in at number 69. It features Pringle Sims on lead from April 1954. Let's give a listen to The Strangers. The Strangers on King. Their tune is called Blue Flowers.
Here are some flowers, all tied in blow.
Please take these flowers, for they belong to you. The beauty of nature is quite a scene. With my heart and these flowers, love will show you what I mean. See their colors blending with the sky. Their beauty still a mystery to you and I. Don't cry, my darling, for it need not be. I to you, and you belong to me. Oh, flower can be found on a star. They symbolize love, no matter where you are. So take these blue flowers, dear, and handle them with care. Handle them with care.
We'll have to send that one out to Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. He likes that tune there by the Strangers. That's Pringle Sims on lead, April 1954. Sid Nathan's King record label, Blue Flowers is the name of the tune. I picked that up. It's not really in great shape, but the guy had $150 on it. I said, "Well, you take $125," and he sold it to me. It was at one of the Allentown shows. Whenever I used to go to the Allentown show, I used to pick up records off my want list. But it's not that easy to find that record, by the way. I do have a nice 78 of it, but I was more into the 45s and 78s. I will be having to play a 78 with record number 3 on this survey, so that should be interesting. That'll be the first introduction, at least on these Audio Technica turntables, to play the 78s. But anyway, let's continue with the countdown here. Entry number 68, moving up 29 notches from the previous month, June, has been or was a constant seller. Multiple variations with this record. This group, though, out of Harlem, New York. The members included Eddie Benelli, Lewis Brown, Moses Groves, he was the bass of the group, Vernon Rivers, Sylvia Patterson, a.k.a. Sylvia Peterson, and the lead singer on this, Jimmy Rivers. Collectively, they were known as the Tops, and they had this lone release on Buddy Caldwell's V-Tone Records out of Philadelphia, label out of Philadelphia. And for you collectors out there, the true first presses of this would say just the Tops. That's how it comes. But it features little Jimmy Rivers on lead. We go to March of 1959. It was originally released at that date. The Tops on the V-Tone record label at number 68. It's called Puppy Love.
They think that we don't know the things that
Gus Gossard used to play the heck out of that song. Played it quite a bit there. March 1959. Those are the Tops. The Tops on the V-Tone record label. Puppy Love is the name of that one. Not the Paul Anka tune that maybe Lenny or David were thinking of. No way there. And Little Jimmy Rivers on lead there. Now, again, Gus Gossard used to play that quite a bit. That's when I first heard it. And the very next release for this came out on this blue V-Tone record label, but it came out as Little Jimmy and the Tops. Then Caldwell released it in 61 on the yellow label V-Tone Records, and then I think also there was an orange V-Tone release maybe later on in 62, and Swan got into the act because they ended up picking it up in 61. Swan put it out as Little Jimmy Rivers and the Tops, and I think finally Lost Night was the last one that got into the mix. But anyway, I digress. Let's continue here. Here's another great two-sided 45. Again, I first heard on the Gus Gossard Show, and that was in the early 1970s when he was on WPIX. And this time, this would have been a relatively new release as it charted nationally. This was on Billboard. It made it up to number 51 on Billboard, was on the charts for 5 weeks. And it is number 67 on the Times Square survey, moving up 12 notches. This interracial quintet from Glen Cove, Long Island. And it's the group's debut single on Slim Rose's Times Square record label. Now, the group was discovered by Slim's, I guess, his label partner. I think he was Clarence Johnson, who was his label partner. And they named the group after the label. They were called the Time Tones, and it features Roger LaRue on lead. And I'm playing the very first press of this. This comes actually two ways. The first press was called Here in My Heart, and then they re-released it again as In My Heart. So anyways, from March 61, coming in at number 67 on the survey, the Time Tones on Times Square Records. It's called Here in My Heart.
Well, here in my heart, there's a story untold of a girl I wanted for my own to have and to hold. So won't someone please tell me what I can do to make a hit with you? Because I was afraid to tell you just how I feel. I promised to give you all my love, and believe me, it is real. I want
March 1961 release there for the Time Tones. Time Tones, their first of three on the Times Square record label, Here in My Heart. Roger LaRue, the lead singer on that. And this would be picked up by Relic Records. They put it out in 1965. They also had a release on the Atco record label, another great two-sided 45. That came out in July of 61, plus other records. House Where Lovers Dream. That's a nice one that they do also on the Times Square record label. Johnny G here on a Thursday. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell to receive an email when Johnny G goes live. So you can just click that email. You'll click the picture. It'll take you right to the show. And the same thing for if you miss the show. So at least you'll get an email. So if you can't listen live, you can always get that email and it'll take you right to the program. That's what you need to do. But let's continue with the countdown here. Entry number 68, moving up 19 notches, is out of White Plains, New York. That's right by Johnny G, just down the road from where I live. And it's safe to say that this 45 had to have sold more copies in 1962 than when it originally came out in the fall of 1954. But that's when it first came out, as this group was signed to Monty Bruce's Bruce record label, and he re-released it, and it was sold by Slim in Times Square Records. And the song written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Clarence Pop Gray, and also his brother Gene Gray. They get the writer credits. I'm lucky to have a true original here that the late Spence Wooten offered me. So I said, I have to buy this. I'm never going to see this record again. And I haven't since. But it's entry number 66 on the survey on the Bruce record label from October 1954. Let's give a listen to the Master Tones. The Master Tones on Bruce. The song is called Tell Me.
Darling, you are the peg of my heart.
Darling, you are the flame, not the spark.
My friends, they tell me not to dream of romance. Darling, for someday you'll give me a chance. They say, oh yes, they say you love me. I've often been so blue, darling, till you came. I fell in love with you. They say, oh yes, they say, you love me. Darling, I stumbled, dearest, I fumbled, baby, I owe my heart spell, but I knew that I was in love. Your eyes
October 1954 release there for the Master Tones. The Master Tones with Clarence Pop Gray on lead. That's an original one on the Bruce record label, Monty Bruce's Bruce Records out of New York City, number 66 on the survey. Song entitled Tell Me is the name of that one. Anyway, we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's another rare 45. If you have this one on the original label, coming in at number 65 on the survey, moved up 13 notches from the previous month. Now, Willis Sanders, he was a member of the Marshall Brothers, and he sang baritone for the group along with Maith Marshall was in the group, tenor Phil Shaw, and bass Raymond Johnson. They had 3 releases on the Savoy label beginning in December of 51. They stayed together about 4 months. I think they broke up in February of 1952. And by then, Willis Sanders formed a new group and called them the Embers, and this was early 1953, and this was their debut single, the Embers' debut single, and back then, Ember Records was owned by Jack Angel. He owned the label, and I showed you the Herald press, but it first came out on the Ember press, that maroon Ember with a 100 series. That was number 101, which would be sold to Al Silver. Al Silver ended up buying Ember Records in April of 53, and he released this song in May, I think first on the black block print, if I'm not mistaken, but I also have it on yellow with red vinyl. There you go. And I have that black one somewhere in the no humidity basement. But this is the true first press on the Ember label. And again, Willis Sanders is the lead singer on this, coming in at number 65 from March 53. The Embers on Ember, and their tune called Paradise Hill, number 65.
So lonely, dear, on Paradise Hill. If you were only here, on Paradise Hill. Our love would live again. My arms would hold you tight. Your lips would then remember the kiss of our first night. That night was all asleep. One moment divine, and here you promise me you'll always be mine. I'm always dreaming of my one and only thrill. Come back, my love, to Paradise Hill. Come back.
There you go. That is That's on the original press. I was lucky to get that. I won that on eBay, believe it or not. I don't want to say I stole the record, but I did get it fairly cheap. There you go. Those are the Embers. Willis Sanders and the Embers. That's their debut single from March of 1953 on the Ember label, Ember Records. It was owned by Jack Angel, originally sold it to Al Silvers. Paradise Hill is the name of the tune. Let's continue here. We go back to Philadelphia now for entry number 64, dropping 15 notches from number 49 the previous month. And it's the debut single for this group, which included Anthony Barbella, Michael Bongiorno, Bernard Mastragostine, and lead singer Anthony Moresco, and a.k.a. Tony Moresco. And this is on the Red Top record label. The song written by the lead singer of the Four Naturals, Joseph Jr. Parolo. He wrote the tune, and they were earlier in the survey. We heard them, I think, as the Naturals, or the Four Naturals. I don't remember. But anyway, this is from 1960. Let's give a listen to the Twilighters, their debut single on the Red Top label. Tony Moresco on lead. It's called The Key to My Heart, number 64. That's the debut single there for the Twilighters, Tony Moresco on lead. 1960 release that's on the Red Top record label. The Key to My Heart is the name of the tune. And with their next release, they were known as Tony and the Twilighters on the J-Lin record label. And then in 1961, I think it was, Be My Girl, I think. And then they also recorded as Anthony and the Sophomores. And he was also the lead singer of a group called the Triangles that recorded for the Herald record label. And again, the first time I heard about this group was on an LP I had that Relic put out. I think it was the Best of Red Top Records, I think, is when I found out about the group. But that was number 64 on the survey. And let's move to number 63 now. It's a great group out of Inglewood, New Jersey, coming in at number 63, dropping down from number 21 the previous month. And this song Well, in the previous month, I should say, this song made its debut at number 21, and they signed with B. Caslin's Hull record label in 1956. They would have 7 releases on the Hull label. This is their second. Coming in at number 63, it features Bob Lee on lead, and I never could find a clean copy of this record. Even I'll pay one of the dealers, but I have a copy it looks cleaner, but it has a hiss to it. This one sounds better, but it has some pops in it, so you're gonna have to excuse the pops. And I forget where I bought this from. A long time ago when I was someone from Gold Mine Magazine, when they used to, and that was really cool if you're a collector to have Gold Mine Magazine and you get to bid on hundreds and hundreds of auctions, but you gotta have your magnifying glass, small print. But anyway, March 57 release. These are the Avons, Bob Lee and the Avons, their second release on Hull Records. It's called Baby.
Baby, ooh, wee, ooh, baby, ooh, wee.
The girl that I married, I want her to be as sweet as a baby. Just for me, I knew from the start, if anyone could be, it was you, baby, it was you. I love you, my baby, I love you so. I want you, my baby, want you to know. Ooh, baby, ooh, wee, baby, baby, it was you. I feel so glad, so very glad. I cried each time I remember our first love, so full of bliss, is now a flaming ember within. I love you, baby, I love you so within. I want you, baby, want you to know.
That's Bob Lee and the Avons there. That's their second release on B. Caslin's Hull record label at number 63. Baby is the name of the tune from March of 1957. One of my favorite records they do is called Whisper. Whisper. Also, the Jokers do a nice record on the Juan label. That's a record I need. I was telling Greg, you got to find me a copy of Whisper by the Jokers. And he goes, I wish you called me before. I just sold a copy. I won't tell you to who, but anyway, I've been looking for that for a long time. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon as we continue here for entry number 62, dropping 14 notches on the survey. And this group is sort of a mystery because nobody really knows where they're from. Now, some people have an idea, but you would automatically think this group was out of Philadelphia because it's on a Philly label, that being Jamie Records, but not necessarily. But Louis Silvani always thought this group was out of Philadelphia. Now, Don Folletti as he stated that he thought the group was either from Hartford, Connecticut, or Springfield, Massachusetts. But I looked a little bit further. Now, the writer credit on this is someone by the name of Dave Rolnick. Now, he was probably their manager, and the Morty Kraft, he gets publishing credit on this. Of course, he's out of New York, you would think, and there was somebody named Jukebox George on 45 Cat looked a little further into it, the composers of the song, which credit the group members, and I guess when you check into the copyright, sometimes you can find who the group members are. They don't always list them out, but he said that the composers of this song, of course, which first state there, they're the Inspirations. That's the name of the group. But the names were Jesse Harris, Felix Hunt, Williams Perkins, Luther Washington, and Willie Wiggins. Now, Hunt, Perkins, and Wiggins, they were members of the Apollo group of Inspirations. So there you go. They are the same group or at least some of the members are the same group that recorded for the Apollo label. So I'd have to research some of these names to see exactly where they might have been from or where they were born, and maybe that would kind of give you exactly where they were from. But I didn't have time to do it today, so maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll get Charlene to do it. But anyway, coming in at number 62, still a great song, The Inspirations from November 56 on the Black Jamie record label. It's called Dry Your Eyes, number 62.
Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Your true love is standing by. You must know I love you so. Won't let you go. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. I love you, can't you see that you and I were meant to be? You must know I love you so, won't let you go. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Don't you cry. Your true love standing by. Standing by. You must know I love you so, won't let you go. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. You must know I love you so, won't let you go. Dry your eyes, don't you cry.
November 1956 release there for The Inspirations. The Inspirations coming in at number 62 on the survey. That's on the Jamie label out of Philadelphia. Dry Your Eyes is the name of the tune. Now, Jamie would re-release this record in January of 62, and that was the probably the copy that it was sold in Times Square Records. That what is it, the the white label with that kind of lime green, etc. Probably that. And of course, Wanda Burt and the Crescendos, they covered this song on the Music City record label. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Let's continue with the countdown as we go to the Bronx, New York for number 61. And this only dropping 14 notches from the previous month. It's a female lead with male backing, and it's the group's second of 4 on Joe Davis's JD record label. The song written by the group's second tenor and guitarist, his name Harold Johnson. It features Lillian Leach on lead. You're going to have to excuse the hiss on this copy. You know, this record plays with a hiss for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't think the 78 would help, but it's from January 55. These are the Mellows, Lillian Leach and the Mellows at number 61 on JD. It's called Smoke from Your Cigarette.
Smoke from your cigarette clouds my eyes. Things that you speak of make me realize that you found someone else to take my place in your heart. In your heart, there was a time you would say I was the only one who could bring happiness to you or anyone. But now those days are gone. Gone are the days when we would say we were meant for each other. Gone are the days, those wonderful days, when on you kisses I would smother. Smoke from your cigarette clouds my eyes. Please don't say it, darling. Won't you realize and tell me you'll forgive me before those days are gone.
That's the lovely sound of Lillian Leach and the Mellows coming in at number 61 on the survey. That's their second release on Joe Davis's JD record label from January 1965. Smoke from Your Cigarette is the name of the tune, and I think that was reissued. I think you can, without the lines, I think is how they sold it in Times Square Records. But anyway, let us continue here with entry number 60. This group from Petersburg, Virginia, and it's at the same position as the previous month, a song that I first heard on the Gus Gossard Show. The group included William Spratley, Clyde Robertson, Joseph Cooper, Joseph Harper, and the lead singer on this. His name is Joe Jefferson. It's the group's second single. Their first, I think, was called Perdelia, but this was their second on Ben Allen's New Cat record label, and it's with Richmond's Little Walters Band, coming in at number 60 from April 59. Let's give a listen to the Continental 5. The Continental 5 on the New Cat label. It's called My Lonely Friend, number 60.
Long, 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 long way.
April 1959 release there for the Continental 5, coming in at number 60 on the survey. That's on the New Cat record label, their second release called My Lonely Friend. Joe Jefferson on lead for that one. And I think Wayne Sterling, he would get the rights to re-release that on his Candlelight record label in 1964. It wasn't easy for me to find this record. I found a trash copy. I had chances of, bidding on this in auctions. I would always lose. And then Barry Schultz, he had a copy a long time ago. I used to work for a construction company in White Plains. It was LK Comstock, a division of Railworks, and I used to work with one of my listeners, Nat Papagallo. He was a head of the transit division, and he would come into the office. I was the controller for the company, and he would come in, and I would sell him records in my office. And they're like, "What are they doing in there? They're wheeling and dealing cash with records in the office." And we did signal work for New York City. So I was there for a number of years there, and it was a lot of fun working for I wouldn't advise you working for a construction company now, but anyway, that's just me. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show as we heard from this group from Harlem, New York, at entry number 120 with their debut single and probably their signature song that many of you know from November of 56, Please Say You Want Me. That was entry number 120, their first release, their first of 3 for OK Records. This is their very last release, which coming in at number 59, dropping 8 notches from the month of June. They hooked up with George Golner somehow for their final release on his Juanita label. I still need Haunting Memories on Juanita, by the way, which I'll probably never be able to afford. But this features Leslie Martin on lead from November of 1958. These are the Schoolboys coming in at number 59. It's called The Slide. This is on Juanita Records.
Boom, 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 yes, I. Boom, 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 boom.
Way down south in New Orleans, in the land of those fine-looking queens, they got a dance out that beats the stroll. You let your hair down and then you rock and roll. It's a great little dance. You all should know. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. With the beat of the drums, the slide of your feet, you start a new dance that you just can't beat. Ooh. That beats the stroll. You let your hair down and then you rock and roll. It's a great little dance. You all should know. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. With the beat of the drums, slide of your feet, you start a new dance that you just can't beat. Ooh.
That's coming in at number I'm gonna lose my place here. Number 59, November 1958. Those are the Schoolboys with a slightly older sounding Leslie Martin on lead. A song called The Slide on the Juanita record label. The Harlequins I Need. I know Greg had a copy in his collection because I remember when he told me he bought it. He used to go to Allentown way early, a week in advance, and he would he would do the rooms as the dealers would come in from other parts of the United States, and he would have to be the first one there all the time. So he called me up and he said, "You're not going to believe what I picked up. I picked up a Harlequins. I think maybe he got it from Diaz or he traded or whatever. I don't know what he did, but I know he had one in his collection, a nice one too." Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for a Thursday afternoon. And entry number 58 was actually a request that I received for my Saturday night show for listener Edmund Williams in Queens, New York, and it was on. Well, I played the flip side for him because he requested both sides of this 45, but YouTube blocked it. I don't know what they did. They are out now. They're right now. I'm looking at them. You can't see it, but they tell me, warning, heads up, we've detected audio in your stream belonging to someone else. So they warn me that if I don't stop playing it, they'll shut me down. But they kind of let me go a little bit. But sometimes they don't. They'll just blacken. You won't see anything. They'll block it. And they tell me it's temporarily blocked. It'll come back in about 60 to 90 seconds. So you just have to wait for it to come back, and then they'll do it again if I continue. I don't know. Listen, I'm under their constraints. I'm at their mercy. I have no choice. But this is the only way I could at least give you the visual, But again, if they ever shut it down, you can always go to my vinyltreasures.net page. If you need the link, just ask me and I'll send you the link to do that too. But anyway, coming in at number 58, this actually we'll say it's a request for Edmund Williams, and I told him that I would play this on the countdown. This is it's on the survey and filling a request for Edmund listening in Queens. The song originally recorded by a group called the Packards on the Paradise label. I don't know if they did it on the other label. What was the other label they did that Ladis is on? As I totally draw a blank. But it was done originally by this group, the Packards, in August of 1956. And but this release is on George Gollner's G label, and the only release for this group from the Bronx, New York. Vinny Catalano was a member of this group, but the lead singer on this is Kenny Kaluga, K-U-L-U-G-A, and he wrote the flip side of this that I played Saturday night. But I think this was the A side from February 57. These are the Echoes at number 58 on G Records. The song is called Ding Dong for Edmund.
Ding dong.
Ding dong, 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 ding dong. The bells are ringing, ding dong, the angels singing, ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I. Ding dong, the bells are pealing, ding dong, my heart's revealing, ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I met you on a Sunday about a month ago. You told me that you loved me and you never, 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 never let me go. Ding dong, the bells are ringing. Ding dong, the angels singing. Ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I. Ding dong, the bells are ringing. Ding dong, the angels singing. Ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I. Ding dong, the bells are pealing. Ding dong, our hearts revealing. Ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I met you on a Sunday about a month ago. You told me that you love me and you never, 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 never let me go. Ding dong, the bells are ringing. Ding dong, the angels singing. Ding dong, the bells are ringing for you and I. Ringing for you and I.
Those are the Echoes there. We'll send that one out to listener Edmund Williams. That was his request for last Saturday night, but I knew I was going to feature it on the countdown today. From February 57, number 58, the Echoes with Ding Dong. That's on the G record label. Of course, the Packers, they were on the Playback label. Thank you, Frank, for mentioning that. But this was number 58, the Echoes there with a Kenny Kaluga on lead, and now Kenny and Vinny would also record in 1959 as the Lonely Boys on New Way Records, and also as Vinny and Kenny on the Fire label. I do have that record, and then another, I think they recorded as somebody else too, but this one dropped from number 22 when it made the survey. Originally number 22 in June, it dropped to number 58. Let's move to number 57 as we go to Harlem, New York again. Featured this group at number 92 on the survey with the song I Don't Stand a Ghost of a Chance, but they are back at entry number 57 on the Old Town record label, High Weiss's Old Town Records. This is from June of 1954, dropping 13 notches from the previous week to 57. Number 57. It features Bobby Baylor on lead. Let's give a listen to the Solitaires on Old Town and their tune called South of the Border, parentheses, Down Mexico Way, number 57.
South of the border, down Mexico way. That's where first the long night I saw the music was tender, sweet and so good. On top of the border, South of the border, I'm on your way. That's where I first fell in love when the stars came out to play. She was standing in the corner, oh, laughing at me. South of the border, down at the way. Ooh, take it easy. No mercy. Ooh, you're going too slow. Hey, boy. Hot to pull up on the hey, no mercy. Oh, you're biting my finger. Ooh, me finger. Ooh, you're going too slow. Ooh, you're going too fast.
There you go there. number 57 on the survey, June 1954. Did you ever listen to the lyrics of that song, really? I had a discussion with the late George Tompkins about that. We were joking around about this record, but it's very interesting. But anyway, there you go. The Solitaires coming in at number 57 from June 54 on High Weiss's Old Town record label with Bobby Baylor on lead. Maybe the other two leads didn't want to sing that song, but there you go. South of the Border, parentheses, down Mexico way on the Old Town record label. If it's time for Johnny G to go south of the border, that's downstairs to have some lunch. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasures Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G on this Thursday afternoon as we continue with the countdown, the Times Square countdown. We began at number 150. And we're going to end it. We're going to end the show at number 56 here. And again, if this gets blocked for some reason, because they are out there, the copyright police are out there for these last few records here. Maybe they said I'm on too long. I don't know. But you can always go to vinyltreasures.net. But it should be up momentarily because it takes them a while to run it through the filter and then to save it. So the chat doesn't show up right away. It takes the chat from last night isn't up yet from the 60s show. So anyway, again, thank you, Charlene, for all your help. She's out to the doctor. She's going to check it out. Charlene is my admin assistant. She helps me with a lot of the research and compiling your requests for the Wednesday and the Saturday night shows. But thank you all for tuning in today. We're going to close the show with the number 56. Number 56. This is on Leonard Chess's Chess record label. The first time I heard this song was on my Aunt Mary's. She had Murray, I think it was Murray the K's for Submarine Race Watchers. I think that was the LP, something like that on Chess Records. And we're talking about the Moonglows. This is Bobby Lester and the Moonglows. From November of 1955. This was the follow-up to Starlight. This was actually one of her favorite records, and I also love this record. I think this gave me copyright issues one time that I played it, so let's just keep our fingers crossed that they don't block this out. But I like this tune. It's number 56 on the survey. Bobby Lester and the Moonglows as we close out the show for today. It's a new entry in the survey, so Slim must have gotten these in the store, probably on the all blue Chess label. The Moonglows with In My Diary. That's going to do it, folks. Great record to close out with. I'll see you next time on the Vinyl Treasure Show either Saturday night at 9 p.m. or I'll see you Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for the Soul Show, or right back here next Thursday as we continue with the countdown. Everybody have a safe remainder of the week and a great weekend. I'll see you next time right here on the program. Just want to say, everybody, so long, the moon glows.
In my diary, a lot of things I'm gonna write about the moon and that lonely night. And my diary will tell all about you, tell of all your charms and the things you do. Diaries are made of things we do and all the people we met. But my diary is about you, and I don't want to forget. So the world can understand. Diaries are made of things we do and all the people we met. But my diary is about you. I don't want to forget in my diary. With words, so the world can understand.